A little advice. A little advice. Come on, yeah. Just a little advice. Just a little advice with Christine Little. Check it out.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Little Advice Podcast where me, comedian Christine Little, gives a little advice to one of my guests. And it's only a little advice because, that's right, you guessed it, I only have a little degree. But I read a lot of self-help books, pretending like you're responding to whatever I'm saying. This is episode number 12 with a very funny comedian. I'm so lucky to have him on here, Ian Bagg. He's been on HBO, Showtime, Comedy Central, The Tonight Show, Last Comic Standing, First Comic Sitting, Second Comic Dancing. And I'm probably missing some of his credits. This guy's great. We talk about procrastination, something we're all pretty guilty of, and how to get some sleepy sleep. So you'll hear my advice on that. And podcast related, if you haven't already, go ahead and get on Facebook. Go ahead, I'll wait. Okay, you on there? All right, get on Facebook and search A Little Advice Podcast. Go ahead and push join. You're going to join my Facebook group, and we're going to talk about this episode. Give your advice. I'll give you some advice, and everything will be real nice. That doesn't rhyme, does it? Anyway, I'm a little out of it. I just saw Star is Born yesterday, and I can't stop thinking about it. It was really good. It messed me up. Have you seen it? Let me know if you've seen it. We can talk about it together. I feel like I need to talk to someone. Anyway, yes, please rate, subscribe, review, leave a comment, and I'll give you a shout out. I actually want to give a shout out to Jennifer Bird for her really kind review of the podcast. Thank you so much, Jay Bird, and I hope you don't mind me giving you that nickname of Jay Bird. And with no further ado, please enjoy episode number 12 of A Little Advice. Yeah, hey, I'm here with Ian Bagg. Hi, Ian.
Hi, girl. How are you?
Good. Your oatmeal smells really good that you brought.
Don't smell my oatmeal. It's my cologne. That's how I get younger girls. I wear an oatmeal cologne.
Yeah, girls love that.
And they're like, oh my God, is that brown sugar and
it
spices?
It
I'm
smells
like,
sugary, too. Would you put
brown
in
sugar.
there?
Brown sugar.
Brown sugar email? Wait, watch your arms. It's going to pick up on the microphone.
Oh, no. Don't move your arms.
Don't do that.
I got very hairy arms and I can't use them.
Here, what do you do? Go like this.
What did I do? Right there?
Yeah. Can you do that?
Oh, fucking rules.
I'm sorry.
Are you allowed to say fuck on this?
Everyone...
Oh, Christians.
Yeah, the audience didn't like that.
No.
Everyone asks if they can curse on here, and I tell them the same thing.
If you need it.
I say, just shut up, don't curse. This is a Christian. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you can curse. All right, you know what? We're not playing with this.
You give that me, and then you're like, you can't use that?
No, we're not here. Boo doesn't. It doesn't feel good to hear boos.
Oh God, you hippie.
I am a hippie. By the way, Ian brought me some fucking watermelon.
I sure did.
Yeah, it was very microaggressive.
Was it microaggressive?
Microaggressive.
You're saying it was racist.
Well,
If I brought you watermelon, what does that mean? Like, because it's cut, is that for your white side?
You really don't know the watermelon thing?
What?
The black people like watermelon? It's like
so do white people.
Yeah, but it's like a thing with they pinned it on black people.
They pinned watermelon on black people?
And chicken. Yeah, you don't know that? You're
I didn't know they pinned it on them.
They pinned it on them, not like physically, but they like.
Well, of course
they weren't like pinning. That'd be hard. Anyway, what's your problem?
I like watermelon and I'm white. So okay. I guess I have inner hate.
I'm glad we're bringing this up.
Oh my goodness. My problem is I was supposed to do this show weeks ago and I've been putting it off because I am a procrastinator.
You've been procrastinated saying the word.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't get through it.
You couldn't get through it. It was very long.
I pushed it off.
So tell me more about that. What else are you procrastinating?
Everything. You name it. I have never done one thing on the time it's supposed to be done. Do you notice I show up to shows every night at 8:20?
I thought that was like a headliner thing. You're like, I don't have.
No, that's a procrastinating thing. I'm like, shows at 8? Oh, I can get there at 8:20 because I don't go until yesterday I was during the second show, I was out talking to Marcy, and you came off stage, and I was like, I gotta pee still.
Yeah, you said that before you got up. You were like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I was like, be on stage.
Yeah, you're like, well, I don't give a shit. No, you thought I was some sort of weirdo, just come up to a girl like, hey, I gotta pee. But yeah.
And you were up there for over an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Did you? And then you talked to people right afterwards. You never peed.
Yeah.
You probably still haven't
blew my
peed.
prostrate right out of my body.
You're procrastinating.
I'm procrastinating my peeing.
Okay, so does this affect you? I mean, besides your bladder, what are you doing when you're procrastinating? Are you like
anything?
Just anything?
Anything but what I'm supposed to be doing.
How long has that been going on?
Probably, sometimes I find it goes on more when it's important stuff.
Ooh, this is
Yeah,
good. Okay.
Like, I can be late for meetings and everything. Like, it's like, I'm not very good at going to sleep, and I'm not good at getting up either.
Okay, I can relate to that.
And I don't know what that is. What that is? Is that Armenia? No, not Armenia.
Insomnia?
Insomnia. Yeah.
Sorry, that's hilarious.
All right.
Okay.
Is that Sam Tripoli?
Is that Sam Tripoli? So, the first thing that came up to me with the important thing is maybe there's an element of fear there. Yeah, don't you dare touch that table. So,
Don't look at my oatmeal.
I'm not. I'm just smelling it. It's very potent. And you didn't even. Well, you brought me watermelon. So, the first thing that came up is a fear thing. What do you think about that? Is that something?
Well, I don't want to die.
Well, with the important stuff.
Still don't want to die.
You still don't want to die?
No. Well, who does? I know those people that say I'm ready to die now.
People who are suicidal.
I'm like
old.
Oh, I don't know. No.
You could get to a point where you're like, you know what? I'm done. I'm over it.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard it.
I think those people believe in reincarnation then.
They probably are just done being alive. Being alive is tough, especially if you're in pain.
I'm loving it.
But we're procrastinating about this.
About my procrastinating.
Yeah. So, is there what do you think is going on when you are, say, like you have an important meeting or a show? What do you think is going on when you're not showing up on time?
I don't know.
You have no idea?
No idea.
You have no theories on it?
No theories.
Okay.
I think I'm just like, I can do other things.
But it's interesting that you said it's with important things, too, that you do it. Do you think that there could be an element of not wanting to fail at those things?
Maybe it is an element. Let's get deep here, everybody.
Oh, I do get deep. I should have told you that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do.
Maybe I'm just like, no, this isn't going to work anyway, so what's the fucking point?
What's not going to work?
Like the thing I'm going to do. I'm just like, well, we've done everything, and they've always not worked, so let's go do this again and not have it work.
I think that's a really common issue that people have. So I'm basically telling you your problem is hack. No.
And my show? No.
And it's not going to work out, so what's the point of doing it anyway?
You tell them, bro.
Yeah, we're in a hotel, and there's always stuff going on outside. There's people slamming doors, having conversations.
Really? Right.
Giants above me, moving furniture. I don't know what's going on at all hours.
You might be paranoid schizophrenic.
I could be. Be.
We're not even in a hotel.
I don't even know where I am. We're in Atlanta, by the way. I didn't mention that. Ian's doing a weekend at Punchline.
I think you might be as well.
I'm featuring. Yeah.
You seem angry about it.
I'm pissed.
I'm featuring.
I'm very excited. This is my first time featuring at the Punchline, and it's fantastic.
It's very nice.
I love it.
I'm concerned. I feel like the MC's doing more time than you, and I get annoyed by it.
Dude, this is going to be on the podcast.
Is he going to be on the podcast?
No, but he might listen to it.
Oh, then.
I don't know. I think I looked, and I don't think that's true.
Okay.
Because there's like a little timer, so he's doing like maybe 12.
Where's the timer?
12. By the sound station on the
Oh,
TV.
you can't see it on stage.
No.
It's funny because nobody's been lighting me, so I'm at an hour 20 thinking I haven't done time.
I wondered about that. You've been doing over an hour every night.
I've been asking, am I done yet? And they say 5 more minutes. Have you noticed that?
Well, the sound guy kind of goes off and stuff. So I'll ask him about that tonight.
It's not too late. Nobody's showing up. They're concerned about how many people are going to show up.
Are you going to procrastinate tonight about going?
I'm going to be on time. It's not.
You gonna be on time?
It's not gonna be fucking important, so I'm gonna be on time.
All right, let me think here about some
Quit
tips
thinking.
for procrastinating. Have you tried to do anything different in terms of...
I've been putting that off, too.
You've been putting that off? Okay. You know, I'm getting a vibe from you, like you're one of those kids in school that was like all over the place. Like you just...
Oh, I'm definitely all over the place.
Are you ADD? ADHD?
Maybe.
Have you gotten any like tests or done anything in that way? No.
It was late.
Do you not want to do it? Do you have any desire to change the procrastinating at all?
It doesn't affect me because I do end up getting everything done. But I'm a procrastinator.
Is it
like I'll put off going to the gym and then fucking rush to the gym. You know, I'm that guy. And then with the show, I'll be like, oh, I gotta get there. I need to be there at 8, but I know I can get there at 8:15, and then I'll rush to be there by 8:20. I'm that guy.
I have a theory about this because I do that too. And I do all this self-help stuff. So I went to this like love workshop, whatever. That's a whole other story.
You're such a hippie.
I am. I'm not a hippie. I'm just trying to be the best version of myself. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, maybe a little bit. So here's the deal.
Okay.
So with my situation, not to make it about me, but it's a form of getting excitement.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you rush to get that, like the last minute, to do that thing at the very last minute, it also gives you like a form of like a jolt of like, oh, this is exciting, making it more exciting. So something you could do is try to find excitement in other areas of your life. Mm-hmm. Does that speak to you at all? Do you do anything adventurous or exciting?
I'm busy all the time, but I'm just like, I don't know if I get a rush out of it, but I do. Yeah, I do. No, I don't get a rush out of it.
You don't get a rush out of it?
No.
Okay.
I very rarely panicked. Like maybe I rush things, but I'm not panicked.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. You rush, but
like I'm late. Fuck, I gotta get there. Let's get there. But I'm not like, oh my god, we're gonna get there. I'm just like, well, we could be late.
So is it like
again, we could be late again.
Is it kind of like, it doesn't matter? Like
yeah, it's more. It's more than that. It's more.
What about you're married, right?
I am married.
Were you on time for your wedding?
I got food poisoning.
What do you mean you got food poisoning?
I got food poisoning the night before the wedding.
Did you do that on purpose?
Oh yeah. No, her family actually owns seafood farms, and I'm pretty sure their seafood gave me.
Oh, yeah. And you still married her?
Absolutely. I wasn't marrying her family. I was marrying her. But turns out I was marrying the family.
Yeah, that's how it works.
And they've been trying to kill me ever since. You can marry our daughter, but you're not going to live.
Did you make it on time, though?
Yeah, I was on time, yeah.
Okay.
I made it through, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do anything when I'm, like, I can force myself. Yeah.
So it sounds like it's maybe not even an issue for you. Like, if you don't care that you're late.
I was just curious why. I do it. That's all.
So it's not excitement. It's just kind of sounds like, well, there was something to you saying that it's not going to work out anyway if it's important. So it's never worked out before. So can you tell me more about that?
Well, you know, show business. It's 99.9% of the doors close. So you just get used to the doors closing. If you don't kind of dull yourself to doors closing, you're going to be in pain the whole time.
You're going to set yourself up.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, that door's going to close. So, and then when it opens, I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't know I had that key.
Right.
Oh.
So you rather be.
Speaking of keys and doors opening, the last time I was here, I showed up in the middle of the night, and I forgot my wallet on the plane. So I didn't have any ID. I had like $25 in cash. The guy, they looked at my website, seen me, and then put it together. So they gave me a room. And then when I went to the room, somebody was in the room.
Oh!
And it was in the middle of the night. And I'm
Did
like,
you go in anyway?
I just walked in. Hey, girl. Hey, girl.
Just open up your suitcase. This is the room I got.
I apologize. I guess we're going to have to share. I had no idea it was a sherry. It's just like a lift when you can either go by yourself or share with someone. Yeah.
Yeah, they do that now in hotel rooms.
In hotel rooms.
They just don't tell you.
Nope. I'm going to bring the price down on this. Don't mind me. I'm going to sleep with you.
So they didn't have the lock thing on their door?
Open it up, and I just seen a suitcase sitting there, and I'm like, hello? And they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, sorry. They gave me the wrong room.
Oh.
I was like, I could have been shocked.
Good thing yeah, you could have been shot. They could have been doing something weird. I did that once in Vegas. I was just thinking about that the other day. There were 2 towers, and I was going in my room late, and I kept banging on the door. I had friends in there. No one would answer the door. I'm like, what are they doing in there? It's like it's like morning time. So I got one of the maids. I was like, look, can you help me? They're not answering the door. And she, like, she's not supposed to do this, but she let me in. And, like, I was like, I don't recognize any of this stuff.
That's funny.
And I realized I was in the wrong room. Did I
What
stay?
hotel?
Yes.
Yes.
What? I don't know. It was like fancy, like one of those towers, 2 connected to each other.
Were you working there?
No, I was just hanging out for free. I hate Vegas. I'm going there on November 1st. Check it out, guys.
Where you working there?
Rampart Casino.
I've never heard of this gig. Tell us more about it.
No, you're not.
Explain about it.
It's bonkers.
Oh.
You're not gonna. You're not
It's just gonna be crazy.
No, it's through bonkers. You're not gonna want to do it. So I mean, they're great, but you're not gonna do it.
I'm above that. I'm more of a deli comic.
So
diner, not deli.
So procrastination is not an issue for you.
I guess it's an issue, but it's not an issue. You said, "Do you have any issues?" I'm like, I'm a procrastinator, and you're like,
do you want
let's talk about it.
Do you want to be better about it?
I'm 47 years old. No.
I get the vibe you don't give a shit. Well, what is something you do?
Are you mad at me?
I'm a little mad.
I'm guessing your issue is you want people to care.
I do want people to care. I want them to care about themselves. I want them to want to be. I want them to rise to.
I don't know.
Best
I don't
version
know
of
if.
themselves.
I hate to interrupt you, but I don't know if me not being a procrastinator makes me better.
You know what? I think you're absolutely right. I think if you don't find it to be an issue, if it's not negatively affecting your relationships or your work, then it's not an issue. I mean, if you're late to meetings and stuff.
It's funny is my wife is on time and always early.
So
like
we balance
early.
out.
Yeah, we balance. I guess. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I notice it now more.
Does she get upset when you're late?
Sometimes.
Would. Okay.
But she's also that girl. I go, hey, what time is it? It's 8 o'clock. And I look at it. I'm like, it's 7:25. She goes, 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? She's that girl.
So okay. She's always like planning ahead. So it's not an issue for you guys. When you were dating, when you had a time, would you be late? And
I'd show up right on time, and she'd be, you're late, and I'm like, it's 8 o'clock.
But
she's like, it's 10:45. I'm like, it's 8 o'clock, but in my world.
She's like, it's 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah. I live in the future.
So it's not an issue with you guys? She's just learned to be like, he's a late guy.
Yes. But I'm not really late. I'm on time.
Just on time.
Just on time.
I have friends like that. It does cause issues.
Right. And to me, I'm like, yeah, but I'm on time.
If it's not causing an issue with your relationships or your work,
I feel like we're not going to be friends because of this.
No. I wanted to get to something else that was an issue, because if this isn't an issue,
well, okay, I don't know. Sorry, tell me some of these issues that some of the people have had on this.
Okay. Iffy, the last episode, that's his name.
Iffy?
Iffy Wadiwe?
No.
No, that was his name.
I know. I said no.
No. He had problems with
comedian?
spending money. Yeah, comedian, writer, nerd.
Iffy Wadiwe?
Iffy Wadiwe.
Love it.
I know, it's so fun. And when I hear his name, I just think of that Rusted Root song. It's like, send me on my way, but it's like, Iffy Wadiwe. I've been wanting to tell him that for so long. So, yeah, he had a financial thing. He was spending too much money. I actually hooked him up with a friend who's going to be helping him with his finances to settle out stuff and figure out his debt situation. And then before that, this one girl, she was kind of like you. It didn't seem like she had a huge problem. She's like, yeah, I don't really do stuff. I need to work. So I gave her some resources for that. And then there was the lady with the trauma. She needed to learn to love herself. Gave her some book recommendations. Kyle Clark, he had issues posting on social media.
What was his issues?
He didn't like doing it. He felt weird.
Why is that an issue?
Because as a comedian, he needs to like promote his stuff, and he has like all this weird thought processes around it. But he has been posting, and he texts me. He's like, I posted. It got over 100 likes. Thanks, Christine. So that helped. And then Hannah Hogan, who actually I helped her. Hannah Hogan, Nashville comic. She had issues selling her merch. She actually had merch, but she wasn't selling it. And then here's the weird part. She started selling it the weekend that she was here at Punchline with John Heffron. Like, it just went all full circle because I just featured for him last weekend. So that was a connection there.
Well, I've had all those issues.
And you've just dealt with him?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk
I
about
forced myself to sell my merch and meet people after the show.
So
forced myself.
So what happened before that?
I would just not go out. I just
Did you have it? Did you have the merch?
Yeah, I had the merch. I was just like, no, I don't want to. And I was just like, okay, this is the business. You've picked it. You may like them as a group. You have to meet them individually now.
Yeah.
So for that way, to have the group, you had to meet the individual.
You know, I see you talking to people after shows that you're really good at it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hate it. No, I don't hate it now, but it took me a long time to be okay with it.
Was it just like the repetition of doing it?
No, it was just like, no, I don't want to meet you guys. And I'm guessing it's maybe a touch of autism because I didn't want to talk to people individually. And I don't think I have autism. I think I've got Tourette's more than autism.
I've never heard you do any Tourette's.
Oh, there's a lot of noises that come out of me.
Noises?
Yeah.
It could be physical tics too.
No, I don't have physical tics.
It's funny that you don't like talking to people individually, but when you're on stage, you literally, that's what you're doing. You're just talking to people.
It's a mess. I'm a mess upstairs. But I force myself to talk to them. And now I kind of enjoy talking to them. What I do is I kind of pretend I continue the show on over there. But I don't go as hard. I don't go like the way the show goes in. I go very soft. So.
To not feed the bears, or to keep them moving, or
I consider myself when people ask me who I am, I on stage I'm Tang, and on stage I'm Tang without water. I'm in concentrate.
Okay.
So when I come off stage, I'm watered down. So I say stupid things, but not constantly.
Are you like that in general too with people? Just kind of more like Tang with some water in it, or do you ever kind of just drop down to who you are only without any
Very
Tang?
like Tang. Oh, I think I am Tang, so I just water myself down.
Water it.
Because nobody wants to be around crystallized Tang. Nobody wants to put that on their tongue constantly. It would make my wife hate me and make everybody around me hate me. But they do like that I say stupid things,
Yeah.
So I don't need to be the life of the party. I can disappear quite easily into a party. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I understand not wanting to sell your merch. I mean, the thing with you say posting social media, it comes out of my head so quick. The way I do things, that most of the time I put up as a spelling mistake because it feels like it has to be right there, right now, as it comes out of my head instead of taking my time and editing it.
I think that's great. I think it'd be better to post a lot and have some mistakes and be a real person versus having like this overly thought out contrived thing, or like I'll post this on Saturday,
But
so I think that's great.
You think that's okay? Because I'll do it again. Because
you can always edit it.
I'm on my fourth Twitter.
What do you mean you're on your fourth Twitter?
I just keep getting rid of them.
Why?
Because I just get tired of the complaints, spelling mistakes, and stuff
Oh,
like that.
really?
I was like,
someone. I mean, I hate to bring this person up. Oh, I won't.
don't
There's a
use their name.
comedian who, I'm not saying anything bad about them, but when they would send out their newsletters, they would say like, "There's going to be spelling mistakes. There's going to be whatever. So this is who I am. If you don't like it, don't deal with it."
That says at the bottom of my email. It says on the bottom, all spelling and grammar mistakes brought to you by school district number 88.
Did you go to like a district school?
It was
one of the numbers.
Yeah, that was a district too. So
wait, in Canada they have this?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The whole school system is a district. So like all the schools are under that district in a town.
Oh, that sounds like very Hunger Games.
No, it wasn't like that. It was just easy. It was just easier for them to control money.
How was the school there? How was this
It wasn't bad.
education?
I grew up in the middle of nowhere, and honestly, I felt like the teachers were done. You know, when they were just done. Like, there was very few, like, that could explain to you that something is more than just learning math, and this is the sexy part of math. It was just like, here's math, learn it.
Yeah.
Instead of going, with this, you can do this. And with that, you can do this.
Were they old, or?
Some were old, yeah, and some were just tired and wanted. I grew up in the middle of nowhere. I'm sure there were some that were mad that they were there. That was the only place they could get a job, and here's a bunch of fucking dopey middle of nowhere kids, fucking, and they had to teach them.
No one's forcing them to teach these kids.
No.
So is the pay terrible for teachers there too?
It's not great.
Yeah.
They get overpopulated classrooms and stuff like that. So.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there anything I can help you with?
I think you helped me.
I don't think I did at all.
Well, honestly, you just helped me with my social media posting that I should not.
You should
not be concerned.
Yeah, and if people are giving you a hard time, block them. Make it fun. Make it funny. You know, show the tweet or get a screen grab of what they said. Be like, this next block comes.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, like make it a whole segment, like blocked this week.
That's funny.
I bet people will stop. They'll either like intentionally start doing it just to get attention from you, or they'll
get blocked.
Or they'll get blocked, or they'll start like stop talking to you about that stuff.
Yeah.
That's the worst when people do that, when they're nitpicking someone's grammar online. It's first of all, there's like autocorrect, and you're
I can't believe how much
fast.
autocorrect is just. I'm like, I've said some things, and I'm like, ooh, shit. I did not say that at all. Yeah.
I noticed that too. I post stuff, and I'm like, oh man, no wonder that no one liked it. That was a weird wording.
In my head, this was going to change the world.
Yeah, but I think it's good to just get it out, so you're just like not overthinking things too much, and you're at least putting something out there.
Maybe I'm an overthinker.
You know what? You're a very, very, very fast processor. So I think, like what you said with when you get ideas, they just have to come out. Like, you're very fast, very quick on stage. I don't know how you do it. And I want to talk to you about that next. We've got 5 more minutes with you.
Okay, tell me how I shut my brain down. I can't shut my brain down.
I don't think you should shut your brain down.
But I want to sleep every so often.
Okay, when you want to sleep. Okay, we can talk about this. Just to go, what's helped me, melatonin. Mm-hmm. Have you tried that?
No.
Okay. Try that. And there's also like having a sleeping ritual, like kind of candles, say a seance. I'm just kidding. But you
I'm like, fucking light candle.
Sacrifice a baby. It really had
yeah.
No, that was really dark. Sorry about that. So you
That's not help me sleep.
You take something I used to do is like set your timer, like however long it takes you to get to bed. Like I don't do this, but if I was being the best version of myself, I would set the timer for 30 minutes or something. Floss, get ready for bed. Don't mess on your phone at all, because the screen is not good for your whatever. Mm-hmm. Blackout curtains, noise machine, love those things. And have a certain time that you go to bed every night if you can.
But that's not going to happen with us.
No, it's not.
My problem is, when I have to go to bed, I'll go to bed, lie there, and then all the thoughts turn dark, and I'm like, no, this is hard to sleep now.
A lot of people have that, yeah.
That's normal?
Yeah. A lot of people have it based on the memes I've seen. I count.
Oh my God.
Scientifically speaking, the memes I've seen do hint to that. I count backwards from 100. Sometimes that's hard, so I'll go up to like 300. And then I do find that my mind does start to drift a little bit, and I can go to sleep.
So the old-fashioned hasn't changed much since the old times. It's sheep, just counting sheep.
Sheep, just numbers, melatonin.
I bet you there's kids out there that can't sleep because they love numbers so much. Once they start counting, they just,
They get excited.
Oh my God, 265. I love 265.
Yeah.
All right, that helps me.
But melatonin's good. I can give you some. I've got some in my drug bag.
How quick does melatonin work? Like once you start taking it?
It's not like a crazy knock you out thing. I take either 1 or 2 pills. I haven't been doing it lately because I just...
And it's an herb? Or what is
It's like there's like this chemical, and sorry if this is wrong, don't tweet at me, but...
Tweet at her.
There's this like product that your body naturally makes, this chemical melatonin to help you sleep, and so that's just like aiding it in that thing. But I'd say if you could even get to a place where you can sleep at the same time, even if it's like 2 a.m. And then sleep. I got to get my 8 hours in. I have trouble getting up too, so the best thing I can say about that is like don't beat yourself up for it, because it'll just make you even more stressed out about it.
You're a good person.
I wouldn't say that.
I would. You didn't accept my gift of watermelon, but other than that,
I'll eat that watermelon. I haven't eaten. All I ate today was 2 cookies. Because I just woke up.
I think we need to talk about your diet.
Oh my God, do we? I am like, I got
4 pounds. 4 pounds and fucking eating cookies. Everybody hates you.
No, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't go into that, but I eat like a 4-year-old.
Do you?
Oh yeah, cookies, and I had a whole bag, like a shareable bag of M&Ms yesterday. I had that red velvet cake, potato skins. All that was free.
That was free. Just like this podcast, which is fantastic.
Thank you. All right, so you know what? So, how about this? I forgot that I do this. Give me some of your takeaways from this conversation.
I'm going to tweet more.
Okay.
I'm already doing the merch thing and meeting people, but I should probably embrace it a little bit more and have a little bit more fun with it.
How?
Well, I still look down on it from a side, and I'm like, I should not look down on it. I should try to just show up on time. I should go to sleep at a regular time every day. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter what time it is. 1:30 a.m. is what time I'm going to try to go to sleep every night.
I mean, that's pretty reasonable given your schedule. Right. Especially you're so hyped up after like performing for 2 hours.
I couldn't get to bed until 6 this morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
6 a.m.?
6 a.m.
You made me think you were going to get up at 6 a.m.
I was hoping to. I was hoping to have a bunch of things done already.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It didn't happen.
You got time. It's what?
I don't have time.
It's 1:57, so as your wife would say, it's 3.
It's 3:34. It's 3:34 right now.
All right. So that's pretty good. All right.
Thank you.
Now we're going to go into the creative portion when we get back with a little advice. Hey guys, thanks for listening to the podcast. Again, I just want to remind you to please rate, subscribe, share this with your friends. I'd very much appreciate it. And if you'd like to see me doing comedy live, go ahead and check out my calendar on my website, christinelittle.net. I'll be at Rampart Casino in Las Vegas on Thursday, November 1st, headlining, and I'll be with the very hilarious Sophia Alexandra. So please come and check it out, say hi, and thank you so much for listening. And we are back several seconds, maybe even 60 seconds later.
Is there a commercial?
There's just like this music that goes, like, I don't even know why I do this, to be honest.
You should be putting your dates and stuff in there over top the music. The music should be playing, and you should come see me at, make sure you pick this up at, blah, 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 share it with your friends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do that at the beginning, but I should do like
you can do it as many times as...
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for the advice. I'm going to do that this time.
You're welcome.
Awesome. But I got to figure out how to have it play over music. Editing audio sucks.
It should be fairly easy. I have other people do that kind of stuff for me, but it should be, even if you just had the music playing while you recorded.
Oh, okay. That's a good cheat.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll play it on my computer. I just got one. All right. Sorry about this, guys, but this really helped me out.
That was good. That was what we were talking about right there. Your process.
Fantastic. Okay, so now, yeah, that's a good segue here. I'm going to ask you about your writing process. If you've never seen Ian Bagg, first of all, weird. Secondly, he's like a master crowd worker, quick processor. Like I mentioned, how do you do it?
How do I do it?
How do you write? Like, I mean, because you're basically writing on stage.
This is how I write. I go do things, and I love information, so I just collect information. So if somebody says something, I know what they're talking about, and then I can discuss with them, and then we're comedians, so there's funny in us. But if I know what you're talking about immediately, we can have a better conversation. So that's why I collect information.
Okay. Well, not only that, but you turn these into like bits and act outs. Like last night, there was someone goes like, balls to the wall. You know, get all these crazy people, and you were like, oh yeah, you lift up your dick and put your balls on the wall. Don't let it touch it. And like you did this whole thing about that. It was so funny. So, like, how does your mind go from like getting the information in from the person? So I hear you saying like you're collecting stuff all the time as you're just living your life. But how do you take that and make that into like a whole bit, or do you know?
I don't know how that happens. I kind of black out when I go on stage. And then I wake up at the end, and we've had a good time. Because I've had people tell me, you remember when you did that on stage? I'm like, no.
Wow.
So, but I do remember some things. Some things I'm just like, oh, I got to remember that. I want to do that again. Like, there's so much stuff that I just can't figure out how to use it again in a show, so it just gets lost after the one time doing it.
Do you record your sets?
No, I don't record. I'm actually I'm trying to learn how to make my Spotify channel better, so I'm going to start recording and just putting stuff on Spotify. And I do have so much stuff that I throw away that it's one time only. I can put it more on Spotify. So I don't know. I don't know how it works exactly. But I do know that when don't touch that table. When I have a conversation with the crowd, I want their answer. A lot of guys will have an answer for them prepared in their head. Instead, I want you to take me down a road that I wasn't suspecting.
How did you get to? Have you always done this, or how did you get to a place where you just are so comfortable free falling up on stage?
It started my first night. My first night, I had written my jokes on my hand and they had sweated off. And so I kind of asked the crowd a question. I ended up doing impressions of fish. Some guy said something about fish, and I ended up doing impressions of fish with my hands. So, yeah, it's kind of started. But when I started out, I was deadpan. Like, there was nothing going on. I used to hang out, Mitch Hedberg used to come up to Vancouver and stay at my house, and we used to go do shows because we were kind of alike. We were very alike. I did very short jokes and very one-liners and deadpan, and yeah, they used to put us together because we were alike, and yeah.
That's amazing.
And then it went he went that way, and I went
and then
way
you quit
off.
doing the deadpan.
Yeah, I kind of, yeah.
Wow.
It's more not acted out, but you can.
It's very animated and acted out, I would say. Too.
It is acted out? Okay. I know.
Yeah, I'd say you do a lot of you do voices.
Do voices.
And you keep up the pace. Like, you keep it really high energy, too, is something I noticed. Like, even when you ask questions, you're like, what is that? Tell it. Like,
that's funny. I've never thought of it as high paced, but not, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of energy? Okay.
Very, I'd say it's very fast paced.
Okay.
Whoa. So, I've had the unfortunate incidents of, I don't know if I said that right, it's like talking to an audience and they did not want to talk to me at all.
I love that. So
what do?
I just keep going.
You just keep talking to them?
Yeah.
Until they open up or get mad?
Yeah. They don't get mad if they're at a comedy club. They're very rare.
Except for Banana Gate.
Banana Gate was I was going to just say that there's very rare times that people get mad. And also, if somebody doesn't want to talk to me because they're nervous or scared, I read that.
Yeah.
And I pull out of that. But if they don't want to talk to you because they're a dick, I go further in. You know what I mean?
So
I double down.
How do you make people feel more comfortable, or do you just quit talking to them? That's what I do. When they look uncomfortable, I feel bad for them.
I bring something out of it. I kind of bring something out. Well, last night there was two gay guys. And they were having huge pieces of, I'm not allowed to touch the table, they're having huge pieces of cake. Were you in the room when that happened?
Was it the black guy? Was
The
it
black
the property
guy?
management people?
No,
Oh.
it was a broken arm guy.
I remember you saying something about Cass. I'm gonna call you Cassie.
Casty. And his I asked if he was married to somebody, and he said yes I am. And I said, where's your wife? And he pointed across. and I said, but the black guy was very nervous about it, but the broken arm guy wasn't. So I kind of teased the broken arm guy in the black guy's. I was the black guy teasing the white guy, which made the black guy more comfortable and then brought him out of his shell.
So you kind of like said this is what he would say.
Yeah, but I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I was like, I nailed him with some things that he knows about the casting guy, but was never complained about it. You go after you talk to the white guy and you find some faults and then you bring them up, and the black guy's like, yes, finally we're discussing it. Yeah.
So you're really good at reading people.
I'm pretty good at reading people from stage more than everyday life.
Why is that? Okay.
I don't. Everyday life, I just don't. It's just like, everybody's got their problems.
Are you just in your input mode?
Yes.
Is that why?
Yes. I'm not putting out. Like when people say are more like when people slam you in everyday life, I'm not fucking. I don't spin something back on them. I'm like, oh, all right, that's the way we're gonna be here.
You just kind of back off.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, okay. You must be going through something.
That's a really, really healthy way to look at it. It's so easy to take things personally when someone's mean, but to be like, oh, okay, well, you had a bad morning or whatever.
Yeah, I think they're shocked by it more than when you're just like, oh, look at you.
They thought you'd like give them something, back and fight with them because that's what they want.
It's funny because I've had guys mad and come up to me after the show and be like that, and I'm like, no. And they're like, what? I go, you just had an hour to take your anger out on me if you wanted to, and we're done now, bro. And then they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, you're the same person. I'm like, no, man. No, game's over.
Yeah.
We're off the field now. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, because it takes it to a weirder level, I think, when it's not in front of people.
Oh, God. Like,
Wait, there was a lady on one of the shows yesterday that was bothering me. She's with a guy, and I didn't...
That makes me so mad!
That was number one, but she was like if you're on stage, she was like here,
Okay.
and she just seemed kind of like grumpy.
Was she the
I
lady
don't
was she with the banana people?
No. That was on Friday.
Oh, this is yesterday.
This was yesterday. I don't remember if it was the first show. Like, you're on stage, she's like here.
Right
Long
at the front?
hair, brown. She wasn't like front, but she's like, there's a big table here, and then there's like a table. Sorry, this is boring for you guys.
No, it's boring for you guys. So there's a group of
there's
like a bachelorette party.
Group. Oh yeah, I don't know if she was during that show or not.
So she would have been during this.
She's either, I don't remember if it's.
So she was a brown-haired lady with a red-haired lady. Was it her?
No, it was with a guy, and she just looked like.
Oh.
I don't know what her deal was.
Was that Friday by any chance?
No, that was yesterday.
Because there was a lady that just looked like that, and I was like, and
maybe she didn't do that for you. Maybe she was waiting for you to get on stage. I don't know. Maybe I read people wrong sometimes.
Sometimes you just gotta, like I said before, people can be scared.
Well, I don't want to talk to them too much because I know you're gonna do that. So I'm just like trying to read them while I'm doing the jokes. I'm like, are they? Because there's like a lot of white people. I do some race stuff, and I can't tell if they're like.
You can talk to them.
Upset.
If you did the whole show talking to them, I would ask you not to do that.
I'm like, I'm Ian Bagg.
Yeah, I was like, is there any way you can do a little less crowd work so I have a little bit of, I don't know who these people are. But at the same time, it's up to me. I'm not going to go down the same path that you go down.
No, not at all.
So don't feel like you can't talk to them.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, well, it's too late now. But I did talk to him a little bit. You can't not say anything about Mickey Mouse ears on a bachelorette party. That was really weird. Yeah, that was hilarious what you did with that. Okay, enough esoteric stuff. But, okay, so what was the other question I was going to ask you about?
My process.
Yeah, about your process, the writing process. God, I can't remember it now. I'm gonna leave this in because I don't know how to edit that well. So
Just leave it in.
yeah, well,
Let
I'm
them
gonna
see
have
your
to.
process.
Oh yeah,
Process.
He's from Canada.
Process.
Okay, so you're talking to people on stage, and so do you know, like, have you ever had a show where you were like, I don't know where to go with these people, or does it always just turn into something?
You don't have to. It doesn't. There's the thing about stand up is there's no wrong, right? So if you just feel like ending a conversation, you end a conversation, and go right back to your jokes where you picked off.
Do you have jokes as backup when you don't? Do you ever feel like doing? Yeah. I mean, I know you have jokes, but like when you don't feel like doing the crowd work, do you ever just do like?
It's actually the reverse for me. I don't feel like doing the jokes, so I do all the crowd work. So, but yeah, I do. I work hard on my jokes, so I like to see them, and I'm like, okay.
So how do you work on your jokes?
Through crowd work. So I'll come up with an idea, and that I want to talk about, and it'll start very small, and then just grow bigger. Through crowd work, I'll just kind of bring it up, keep bringing it back up, like in different shows.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So if I wanted to talk about watermelon, I would just, hey, you like watermelon? Yeah, no, I don't like seeds. I'm like, you ever heard of seeds? And have that conversation. Then just there'll be a little piece of that in there that is a joke, and nobody's like, yeah, right, man, and then use that as the starting point, and then more crowd work.
That's fantastic. So you're kind of like you get inspired from talking to people. Mm-hmm. I do too.
It's writing. When they say it's crowd work, I'm actually writing is what I'm doing.
Wow, yeah. There's like fully formed bits. I'm like, how? And to me, I'm like, oh my God, I would want to use all that stuff like for the next thing.
Well, when I say there's certain jokes, there's certain conversations that I have that is the beginning of a nucleus of a joke for me that I'm going to keep for later. But the rest of it is all just kind of just happens.
Just happens organically.
But it still happens organically. I just drop the initial thought. So.
Okay. So how did you get to a point where you were like, because as newer comedians, they are terrified of talking to the audience.
Most should be.
Yeah.
Like, honest to God, I'm not saying that I'm fantastic, but I'm fantastic. Like, but like, I see some guys, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, seriously, you are pushing them towards a direction of you being able to say something, and that's not crowd work.
That's like
That's There's a guy that gets millions of hits on his YouTube videos.
I know what you're talking.
That he always has these things where he crushed a heckler, and I'm just like, I watch him every so often. I'm like, I didn't see a heckler get crushed. I see a man have a very awkward conversation with somebody in the audience, and he wasn't even heckling that guy. So if you want to see heckling, I'll fucking bring you to fucking hate-filled fucking heckling rooms. Yeah. So.
Do you like it when people heckle?
No.
Does it give you more?
I want them to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I very rarely have anybody kicked out of my show because I don't want you to say something and this guy to say something and this guy gets kicked out, but you don't. So he's mad at this person for not being kicked out, and this person no longer wants to talk to me because they saw that guy get kicked out.
Yeah.
So, but if this guy, he's filled with hate, I'm like, no, this isn't your joint, man.
You did that last night. Some guy was just like, shut the fuck up to this lady.
Yeah. I'm like, I was like,
you're like, dude, no,
man. I was like, no. He told her, I'm like, she's just enjoying herself. You don't fucking, it's not, we're having fun with it. I want to hear your jokes. Well, you're hearing them. You're like, fucking, calm down, man.
God. And then there was another guy. I was really impressed with how you dealt with this, because this guy randomly in the audience just raises his hand and he's like, I have a profession to be. And he's like, I've been married twice. Like, what?
It was so funny, that guy. Then he came up afterwards and I just wanted to be part of it.
He literally said that.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I don't mind that. I really don't mind if somebody in the audience gets a huge laugh. I know it bothers some comedians. Mm-hmm. Like, it feels like the crowd has taken the power from them. Mm-hmm. I can see it. I can see it in their eyes when they're on stage. When somebody in the crowd says something, it gets a huge laugh. You can see There's almost a rage in them. So, no, this is mine. Leave me alone. And I have very famous friends. I've seen them fucking lose their shit when somebody gets a huge laugh in the audience. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's better to try to be a part of that and lean into it than
it's just my show is based on the fact that I'm hanging out with a bunch of friends, and we're just having a good time around a campfire or a dinner table, you know.
This is a random question. It just came to me. Like, have you ever had the cameras on the audience and monitors so that people can see everyone?
My last special was kind of like that. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And so people get to see.
And I'm sorry that I said special. My last hour of comedy that was released, because there's too many out there. Nothing special.
Nothing
anymore.
special.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah. So.
Okay. So, that was a question I was going to ask that I'm going to get back to about the getting. Like I said, most new comedians are terrified of talking to the audience. How did you get to a place where you were like, this is what I'm doing, and I'm just going to have faith that I'll be able to deal with it, every single time?
Naivety. I was fired a lot as a feature because guys didn't want to follow my crowd work. They thought I fucking whipped the crowd into a frenzy. A lot of club owners do not do crowd work, and I'm like, well, you fucking hired me.
So how did you go from feature doing crowd work to headliner?
Well, it used to be
back in my day.
Back in my old days. It's back not too long ago. It used to be if once the guy in front of you couldn't follow you, you were starting to headline, and now it's how many people can you bring?
Oh.
It doesn't matter if the fucking guy in front of you is funny, or if you brought a bunch of people, you're the headliner. And, I deal with that all the time.
So when you would reach out to bookers, you'd be like, I've been fired from 10 jobs just this month.
If you want me for one night out of the weekend. Yeah. It's funny. It's interesting. I had not done Atlanta for 12 years.
This is your first time back in 12 years?
In June, I was here, and they brought me back 6 months later. So before June, I had not done Atlanta for 12 years.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know if I was blackballed from here or what.
Punchline specifically?
Yeah, Punchline, or I think there's another comedy
Laughing
club.
Skull?
Laughing Skull I did once, and I was just like, ugh, this is gross.
You like Laughing Skull?
Well, have you done it? The fucking guy that owns the place goes on stage and does a half an hour guest set before every show, and then gets mad at me because I didn't want to watch him. I'm like, no, I don't want to fucking watch an owner. So I'm like, what's he not going to book me?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. So how's it been back in Atlanta?
I love it.
Yeah, they love it.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's a really fun comedy town.
I like Punchline. They have good crowds.
Good. Yeah, really fun crowds. And you're confused because it isn't a diner, so you're like, oh, this could be horrible. And then they're really good, and they're like, no, this is great.
They don't even, it's like they don't even know. Well, once you walk into the club, you totally forget that there's a diner next door. So and I love the vibe of the club. It's very intimate. Mm-hmm. The audience is really close to the stage.
It's 212 people, I think, is their seating capacity, which is perfect for a comedy club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
350 is pretty good. There's 500 bullshit, and 600 and 700. I'm just like...
What, like the improvs?
Some of the improvs, some of the... I think a Helium, one of the Heliums is at Booth's Eyes, and there's a couple other places. And I hate to say it to those comedy club owners, if I can sell 3,500 tickets in a weekend, I'm doing a theater in one night, and I don't need you. So you guys are fucking... Your business plan is off.
Yeah, that makes total sense, because why would you...
Yeah.
Why would you do that? God, I had a good question for you. Well, all right, I'll just move on to this one. Before any major success that you've had in your career, or even in your life, can you think of a mental shift that you had right before that?
Interesting. Can I bring one up?
Bring how many up you want to.
So I did a show called Last Comic Standing.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah. I did a show called Last Comic Standing, and I'd been asked for years to do it. And I said, nope, don't want to do it. Nope, don't want to do it. I just didn't want to be involved in a contest.
Contests suck.
And you're handing over a power to a group of people that may know talent or may not know talent. who knows what reason.
And there's so many variables that that are involved. I don't know why they're always pitting comics against each other.
Yeah.
Like they don't do that with surgeons or any
or
other
art,
profession.
like fucking painting. They don't put 3 paintings up and go, Monet, you're moving on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's stupid. So I didn't, and I said no. And I finally agreed. I was just like, all right, I'll do it. And Becky Pedigo was one of the producers on the show, and she's a friend of mine from way back. And she's like, do it. And she was the one that kept calling me. I'm like, all right, you got me this year. I'll fucking do it. And then they postpone when they're doing it, and I was like, oh, the year that I do it, they postpone it. So they finally do it, and the morning that I was supposed to go, I just went downstairs to the car, and then I just got back out of the car and went back to bed because I just did not want to be involved in it. I'm just like, I felt like I'd given up.
By doing
it.
But didn't you did it though, right?
I did do it.
So what?
My manager called me and told me to get out of bed and go there because he's like, "Are you in the car? Are you going there?" And I'm like, "No, I'm going. I'm not. I'm just gonna not do it. You in the car? You fucking go there." So I was an hour late, maybe 2 hours late, and they were mad at me. And I was like, "Okay, well, you're mad at me." I'm like, if you're mad at me, why is everybody still sitting around, not just waiting for something to happen? Well, we're not ready for them yet. I'm like, I'm 2 hours late. And you're not ready for them, so I'm not really late if you're still waiting for everybody, because I'm pretty sure I can put my social security number down within fucking 30 seconds, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, this is an interesting vibe I'm getting from these people, and they're very angry. Like, these people are very angry, and they don't get comics. I could tell by the way I'm like, okay. And I'm like...
And these are the producers?
The producers and the handlers and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I have one mission, and that is to get through the first round, and then I don't give a fuck. I was like, because if I can't get through the first round of fucking Last Comic Standing, I'm headlining. I'm sure my career is over. So they were filming everything, and I was hiding from everything, like, because what if I don't get through? Make sure I would like the camera come, and would be some of us talking, and the camera come, and I would just disappear right out of the conversation, and I'd watch these guys just like trying to get in front of the camera, and I was just like, nope. Like, I was hiding behind chairs when they were doing like big group scenes and stuff like that, and then we went out and did it, and I just watched people come off crying.
Really?
And just and angry, like after I don't know,
because of what the judges said to them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm just like, okay, well, this is interesting. So
did you know the judges too?
I knew who they were. I actually had
I'd
never met, I'd like worked with any of them. So I did do the Tonight Show with one of them. And so, anyways, so I go out and do it, and I get through the first round, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Now I just don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. And they would threaten to kick me off the show every day. And I was like,
why?
Because I would go to the washroom, and they're like, you have to go to the washroom with somebody. It's going to be a group. This is a reality show, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm 40. I will go to the bathroom on my own. I'm not going to run on stage. I'm not going to cheat. There's no way you can cheat because I have to do stand-up. There's no no other thing. Like this, your anger doesn't make sense. Like, I can't, what am I going to run out and fucking put
do an open mic set or something?
I mean, it's like, how am I going to fucking cheat? There's no way I can cheat. I'm going to run out and give Roseanne $1,000. That's going to help me out. You know, you guys don't make sense. You're you're justifying your job. So, and I just didn't care and just went on and just kept going on stage. And they were like, he'll be gone next week. And I just kept going through. And I got to the last round, and then you had to submit your sets every week, and I would always, and there's nothing worse for a comedian. They would make you write out your set, and then you just see your comedy, and you're like, this is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
So I would, to get the most edgy stuff on, I would put fucking crazy stuff in, so they would see that, and then not see the stuff that was actually edgy. I put some, on the last episode, I put jokes in about going down on a girl, about using a vibrator, thinking they're not going to miss this, and so I can do Mexican stuff.
Wow.
They'd clear everything. I'm like, somebody has no idea what I put on the sheet, right?
They didn't read it.
They read it. They knew what they were doing. So I went out and did it, and they said I did a set that wasn't cleared. Then they disqualified me.
No way.
Yeah, in the final episode, they disqualified me for doing stuff that wasn't cleared.
What?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
It was. I was like, oh, you greasy
They
little.
did that on
monkeys.
purpose.
Yeah. So
They got rid of you.
But yeah, they got rid of me. But it was the final episode, and it was just funny. And I did exactly. I didn't care if I won it all. Like everyone's like, don't you want $250,000? I'm like, who doesn't want $250,000? But I'm not selling my soul for $250,000.
Yeah.
I'm selling it for $1 billion. Is what I'm selling it for, right? So.
And then you still got the credit.
You get the credit, and also you get a group of people. This is what I figured out as soon as the show started. I get a group of people that would never see me because I do late night stuff. I do hour comedy things on Showtime and stuff. But this group of people that watches the networks between 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock, I don't touch those people. Suddenly, these people are seeing me. Now I'm getting a kind of a new fan base, so it's cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I still have people mad that I didn't win. They come up and they're like, you should have won. And I'm like, I've let that
So
go.
you got a lot of new fans from doing that.
Yeah, it was very good, yeah.
So you're happy you did it?
It was weird. It was one of those things where I fought it, and then yes.
So what was the mental shift that you had?
The mental shift was, I'm just going to have fun.
Okay.
Instead of fighting it, I'm just going to have fun.
Just going to have fun.
I'm not going to put any pressure on it. I'm just going to have fun because that's why I got into comedy.
Yeah. I like that. That's one that you hear a lot, but it's just so true.
It's very true. It's like, yeah.
It's so hard as a comedian, like when there's like a big show that you have to do, you're showcasing or you're on a show with someone, you're like, I want them to see that I'm good.
Right.
You get tight. You get so tight and boring and like, ugh.
And you're not having fun.
That's why I like doing shows where there's like few people in the audience because I feel the most free.
Yeah.
Like, I love doing that. Like,
I'm like, oh, there's a lot of pressure. This place is sold out. There's a lot of pressure.
It
I gotta
is.
be funny. Yeah.
It really is. And then if I don't hear the amount of laughter that I think should be there with that group of people, then it just makes me even more crazy. So I like killing a smaller room versus like a...
Well, killing a smaller room is tougher. So if you're killing a smaller room, you should
be killing in a bigger room?
But you are. Guarantee you are. Guarantee your brain's fucking fighting you.
Fighting me?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Trying to keep you in check.
What?
Oh, she got more laughs there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Instead of just having fun going, I'm just having fun.
And I look at their faces. I don't know if every comic does that, but I look at every person.
We all find the person that isn't laughing.
Yeah.
We all find it. We're like, I wonder what's going on there.
And then there's a person that's like, yeah, I appreciate you, but you're like my mom. Of course you're going to laugh, but it's not your mom.
Yeah,
you don't count.
You have to laugh.
Yeah.
You're my mom. It's fun. Your mind will play tricks with you. I'm like, I'm about to have fun, la la la. And I will think somebody looks some way, and then I'll see them after the show, and I'm like, oh, you're not even a woman. You know what I mean? I've called people men before, and they've been women. You know, I've done some mistakes because your mind just plays tricks with you when you're moving that fast mentally.
Yeah. And I have the experience too where there's someone in the audience who just looks so shitty. And then they come up to you after the show and they're like, I really enjoyed it. I'm like, why don't you tell your face? Like, you looked miserable.
Not everybody.
I don't get it. Okay.
I love the kafaras. I love the slappers. I love the clappers. But you know what? I also love the person that doesn't move and says, I just thank you for the escape.
I don't like that person as much.
I do.
Okay. Well, that's why you're
They got a lot of
successful.
shit going on.
Yeah, that's what I tried to tell myself. That's why I was asking you about the girl, because like I was like, you know what? I don't want to bring her out because maybe her cat just died or something. Do you ever have anything like that where you talk to someone and they're like, my uncle died today?
I've had situations. I'm like,
what do you do?
I remember when I first started out, I was in a little town, and I had read a story about a retaining wall falling on a lady and killing her. And I was like, this is murder. That's all I could think. This is murder. And I went on stage, and it was a little town, and I brought it up, and this whole group, that's my sister.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what all I could think was, why are you out? This is 2 days ago. But I couldn't recover. I was so far in. I was so new. I couldn't recover.
God.
And the guy that was emceeing was a dick. He fucking like took it out on me instead of, and you know, and I'm like, well, fuck you, old man. So yeah.
So do you headline there a lot?
That place, yeah, yeah. I go back there. It was funny because the husband got arrested 2 years later for murder.
Was this that Making a Murderer town?
No.
Okay,
No.
but something like it.
Yeah.
How to Make a Murderer, or what is it?
It's
How to Make a Murderer.
How to Make a Murderer. You don't show many emotions.
All right. Any other? Let me think if I have. I forget the main questions I asked. Those are the two big ones: your creative process and mind shift stuff. Any tips for creativity for people who listen to this? Both of them?
Do you think it's both of them? That's funny. All the ones. Are most of your people writers, actors?
What? That come on here?
That listen.
I don't know who they are. They need
just
to show
everyday
themselves.
people.
I don't know.
Did you get a lot of feedback?
No.
I think.
My friends, I get feedback. I hope maybe comics listen, but they don't like say that they listen. So I'll just pretend. I don't know
that's
if
such
they
a comedian
do.
thing. I think the biggest thing about what we do is at the end of the day we got into this because it was fun.
Yeah.
And if we don't continue, there's show business aspects, but when you're performing, whether it be acting or playing in a band or being a comedian, if you're not having fun, they're not having fun.
That's true. They can feel your energy. Yeah.
So.
Have fun. Okay. I don't know if I've got any other questions for you that I can think of. Where can people find you?
IanBagg.com. IanBagg.com.
Okay, and then there's another Ian Bagg who rides bikes, all right?
There's a couple Ian Baggs.
Yeah. So look at him. Just Google him.
He was so
he'll
mad.
come
He
up.
goes, I hope we're not related. That's what he was so mad at me.
Who?
Ian Bagg that rides bikes.
Why?
Because he just hated what I did. He was like, I hope we're not related. You're a disgrace to the Bagg name.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I hope you get hit by a car.
He probably has been. And
All
then
right.
you'll go to a show and talk about it, and they'll
Yeah.
be like, "That's my son."
He did. He was hit by a car while listening to your podcast.
All right. Well, that's been this
Thank you for
episode.
having me.
Thank you so much for coming. I didn't even thank you. I'm so sorry. Thank you for coming and being on this. This
Thank
means
you.
a lot to me.
Thank you, India.
Appreciate it, and for your wisdom. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of A Little Advice. Please rate, subscribe, comment, show yourselves, so and I'll give you shout outs on the podcast. Is there anything else I need to tell people? Look up my show calendars, look up Ian's shows, brush your teeth, make sure you floss.
What merch do you sell?
I sell, right now it's stickers, but I'm getting buttons.
Buy a button, buy a sticker.
Buy buttons. They do them by donation, so yeah. Come to a show, buy a Little Advice button. Talk to you later. Bye.